Hello, this is Alexius, and welcome back to another episode of Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts as the French, continuing our invasion of Adriatic Austria and the home islands of Japan. No, the Austrians got one of their battlecruisers built. That will go poorly for them. Just gotta get everything arranged. I'm gonna have the support trail behind. No torpedoes this time. Although with this fog, maybe we should. Alright, we've got a bead. They're over there. That away. We'll go slightly to port, slightly to starboard, and see what happens. And the destroyers have quite the speed advantage, actually. Weather is poor all around. There we go, spotted at 15 kilometers. They are in a stern chase. Destroyers are following appropriately. Three hits. Partial penetrations, aft belt, main deck, and then a main deck penetration. Into the Citadel. You could hear that one too. Did 2100 damage. survive 6 more hits. All partials. Yes, that is a warship. It is foggy, which would be fair to the lookouts. Partial penetrations, which is to be expected at 11.5 kilometers if they have a decent armor scheme, which I think we've seen this one before. This class. And there should be a zone where we're not going to get a lot of penetrations. In this time period, 12 kilometers sounds about right. 10 to 15. They have returned fire. Do they hit? No. They are now very on fire. Is that the destroyer's opening fire now? Probably speed up the cruisers at this point. Nope, it's not the destroyers. It's the secondaries. The long fours. Still just the one penetration. Let's ensure we are actually using armor piercing. Well, even the 2's getting involved. How close are we? Our 2's can reach 8 kilometers. I mean, they're skipping off the armor. We see ricochets. Doing. Pling. Oh, multiple penetrations there. Imagine that. Let's make sure the secondaries are using HE. Oh, they appear to be slowing. And flooding. Yeah, we see some flotation. Next salvo of armor-piercing rounds. And we have definitely found the range. 5 more penetrations. And there's a flash fire. What was their Y turret? I guess that's the X turret, since this is not the X turret. It's a secondary. Ah, and we have identified them. Well, they've got the right armor for handling this fight. The aft and main are the most armored portions of the ship. Looks like we'll get one more salvo off. What's the range? 2.5 kilometers. This is going to be very ugly. Straight up structural damage. Damage received. 120 hits from 14-inch guns. A bunch of 2s got in there. Actually did more damage than any other secondary. First time I've seen 2s actually be, well, arguably not that useful. Because overall, still didn't do much damage. That was all the 14-inch. Good result. Italians running into more minefields. Only 4 transports in the Philippine Sea. Be interested to see where did they run off to? We've got this fleet down here. Huh. Okay then. We'll see if we can trap them against the land. Three more months. We seem to have lost most of the Japanese fleets wherever they went. See if we can sneak our battle cruisers in here. Wondering if they're hiding behind the UI on the right side. I don't see anything out there. And we're still waiting for repairs on the rest. Finances are good. We're ready to keep rolling. That's quite a large minefield now. Like, it covers all the way to Sicily. oil found in the Eastern Aleutians. Interesting place. Red Cross urges Japan and our nation to accept exchange of prisoners. Costs a lot of money that we can of course afford. Our money's not being used for much, so why not allow the government to decide and get the prestige? So we're already at the minimum unrest. Ooh, a submarine. Let's see how this goes. Sunk. And a battleship. Ah, the 9.5-inch battleship. But only with 12 destroyers. Actually, let's do 4 groups of 3. And do we have... well, we see them already. Alright, let's go. Straight ahead. To port. To starboard. Further to port. Alright, let's get ahead of them. They are at 5.7 kilometers. And turning away. I'm probably going to keep it more tactical view this time. I want to get these angles right. I would hate to be on that battleship. Even though these 4 and 3-inch shells aren't going to be doing a lot of damage, just the sound it would make against the hull. Alright. Turn to the side, prepare to torpedo. See our first launch from the starboard group. Group center will now range. Broadside, we see first launch from port group. First group, first torpedoes from center. Whoa there, buddy. And then our follow-up group. Torpedoes everywhere. Not the optimal firing angles, but I had hopes that would do better than this. Did get one into aft steering, which will be beneficial for follow-up. Another one. Sheer quantity doing this one. Steering gear is damaged, so this one's in play, as is this one. Flash fire. That might take her out. Yeah, she's not having a good day. It's raining shells around this ship. You can see them all bouncing off. Down under 3 kilometers, we'll get our smoke. Let the torpedoes start to train. Still not optimum angle, but pretty good. All forward. A lot of extra flooding up forward. There's 4 more. Might have been unnecessary, but we're making all 4. Yeah, that'll ruin your day. And a flash fire, for good measure. That was awful for the poor Adriatic. Austria needs to go ahead and place those guys into inactive until they can get them some decent escorts. And here we finally catch up to the battleship fleet. Got 2 of the heavy cruisers with the 9.2s. We have the 10 barreled 12-inch battleship. He's in. We're bringing our Thetis class battle cruisers. Have we actually gotten to fight with these yet? If so, it's been a little while. Light cruiser follows destroyer screen. Actually, the light cruiser should scout. Torpedoes off. Battle cruisers in line, ready to go. Already there. That is 23 kilometers out. Actually outside our range. We built these for range from the looks of it. But they only have a 20-kilometer range. Oh, and we are low on fuel. Outstanding. They have been out at sea for a while. Not sure we've seen these ones either. Well, we're already engaging off the port side, so let's go ahead and make our turn to starboard. Looks like their light units are back here somewhere. Almost says we should be turning to... Oh, wow, we got a hit already. Let's make sure we're using armor piercing. Two turrets engaged. We are down to 15 kilometers and we actually have good accuracy. We're going to continue our slight right-hand turn until we come abeam of the Japanese battleship. One hit. Main deck, partial penetration. Down to 13.5 kilometers. Nice hit to the main tower. Ooh, very short. One hit, forward belt over penetration causing flooding. Ooh, and a flash fire. Cascading flash fire. All three forward turrets are gone. Well, with that going on, I think I should make a bit of a turn to the left now. Try to close in. I'm going to set our destroyers to follow our cruiser. Actually get our cruiser to turn in towards this smoke that approaches. Yeah, she is disabled. She's come almost to a full stop. Heavy flooding. Ah, we finally spotted one of the destroyers. Sitting 6 kilometers from this destroyer, we'll go broadside. Flooding. Well, that was a 9.2 inch hit. It's probably one of the heavy cruisers. I'll go ahead and get smoke out for our cruiser. Don't want to get another hit like that. I think that's enough of a left-hand turn for our battle cruisers. There we go. Got that destroyer. Looks like she got some torpedoes off. Probably be clear. The Triton might have to dodge. What are you aimed at? Ah, one of the heavy cruisers. Sinking ship, we don't get to see what took her out. Ooh, nasty hit to the heavy cruiser. Alright, don't think this heavy cruiser will last long, but we'll get some torpedoes off. And then we'll shift. Oh, there's their torpedoes. And there's our other launcher for the light cruiser. Our destroyers should avoid the torpedoes, please. Ah, dud torpedo. That's a shame. Alright, hard to port. Already turning to port, so we should be able to, yep, close in and avoid that launch. Are you going to... You have plenty of time and warning to avoid the torpedoes. Please avoid them. Well done. Haven't even been paying attention to our battle cruisers. Just letting them do their thing. Zen finally goes down. And switch to auto for the main battery. And if these light cruisers are not out low on fuel, they could escape. The Notori seem to be the target of choice at the moment. Well, these are these light cruisers that we know so well. Possibly an update to them. With the turret farm. That's a very low bridge. This is a three-masted cruiser. That is a very old hull. A lot of flooding back aft. Yeah, those overpens are... Oh man, a 14-inch did a full penetration without over-penetrating. That is good for a light cruiser. Proving semi-resilient though. Oh, we have torpedoes in the water. There we go. 5-inch doing work. Flash fire on the one cruiser. Oh man. What do we have on this? Tube powder, TNT, capped ballistic, and base fused. Well, it's highly effective, at least against these. The Notori, ballistite, and picric acid too. Yeah, that penetrations are not your fun. Your friend. Yeah, that's the problem with the turret farm. Flash fire, flash fire, flash fire, flash fire. They all cook off. Good gracious. Yeah, that's a lot of flooding. Yeah, she's done. I enjoyed following that from the light forces view in a battle between heavy forces. I mean, not many. 5 capital ships total between the two sides. Very good result for us. No lost transports. Albania changes hands because we invaded. Not that the army was making progress. Really, they should be going after Central Balkans or Serbia. Even, well, they can't reach Bosnia right now. Because this all flips to neutral if we take all of their ports. Army force is 64. The army is stretched rather thin. Alright, let's move on. And that would be Montenegro. Naval invasion. Montenegro. Our destroyers can't seem to find their way out. Put them back in port. Move to Tunis, yes. Just needs one more month to finish refueling. We have our new battleship battlecruiser up there. Not our battleship battlecruiser, Japanese one. But the new one that we have to deal with. Naval invasion, we're up to 100% on Kyushu with the addition of half the battlecruiser fleet. Financially, we're doing great, holding steady at the transport capacity. Nice, heavy, positive income. Soviet Union replaces their admiralty. Let's see if it works this time. Same with Austria. Oh wow. Oh no, one of our others just happened to be meeting. This will be the Republics, the Vercingetorixes, and the Galoises. Be our older fleet against Obami class battlecruiser with what looks like an A and X dual 11.2-inch guns, and then 4 single mounts, probably on the wings. Fairly fast. Same with the Hyuga class battleships. Kotetsu has 15.6-inch guns. Actually fairly threatening. Alright, let's see if we can sort these out. Diderot is the flat stack. That would be one of these, the Languedoc. Go there. The Republic should go in the lead. The split stack would be the Ocean and the Paris. That's going to take some time to sort all that out. Those appear to be all the correct markers. Looks like we won't get all the time we need. $29, $35. Oh wow, we made these fast. Okay. They will follow the primary group. These will be flankers. Not that I think we're going to need that with just 2. Honestly, we could swarm them with light forces. Alright, let's pick up the pace. Environmentals favorable. Nope, I pulled them all together. That was not what I wanted. All torpedoes are off. Everybody's following the correct directions. Alright, where are we at? Diderot and Languedoc scudding along at quite a pace now. Cayenne and Republique with their 14-inch batteries. Looks like we've done some sort of damage already. Wow, that is leftover from a previous battle. That looks horrific. Get mauled by a kaiju. Alright, let's swap sides. We are down to 11 kilometers. They're pretty thick armor. So we'll leave it slightly closing angle. Let's make sure we are using armor-piercing shells. The Voltaires coming in behind with their 12-inch guns. Also well armored. Also making sure they are using their armor-piercing rounds. Are the Republic's coal burners? Oil 1. They're pulling off a lot of smoke. 14-inch aft belt penetration, which would come from our Republics. I'll check our Dideros. Alright, we'll come starboard just a little bit. These have not switched to AP rounds. I will leave them on auto. 9-inch is small caliber. I'm sure there are armor spots that they can penetrate, but I will leave it up to captain's discretion for the Dideros. Seems like everybody's found the range at this point. Ah, torpedo detonation. That's why we don't put torpedoes on our capital ships anymore. Deck torpedoes, it's not too bad, but it still causes a lot of damage. Torpedoes are big explosives. There goes the Akagi. Sitting at what range? 19 kilometers is a little bit far now. They running? Sort of? Well, we'll come in directly then. Nine-inch are going to be doing plunging fire, so we'll use AP. There's a ranging shot on our Dideros. I'm being smart about it. Doing a lot of maneuvering to throw off our aim. Yeah, those are some dangerous guns. What's their accuracy like? That's not too great. Even the range is a little bit short. Yeah, she's running. Turn the ships a little bit. Yeah, the 9s are bouncing now. What kind of armor are we looking at? It's decent. Still leave it on armor piercing. Ah, they're pumping the water out of the half steering. Losing ground again, though, due to torpedo detonation. Where are their torpedoes? Bow and stern underwater tubes. Half belt penetration from the 9-inch. You can see the Diderot and the Languedoc are different sizes, so they're getting in kind of close. Oh, bad hit on the Diderot. That was up forward? Yeah, 4 belt penetration. Alright, let's throw off their solution then. What's our chance to penetrate at this range? Not much. Get in one salvo and we'll swap sides. There we go. Still managing to maintain 12% firing solution. Doing that kind of maneuver. Another 4 belt penetration. Diderot's gonna have to retire here soon. We have managed to solidly flood the aft portion of Kotetsu. We're down to what? 6 kilometers. How are our others? They are at 14.7 kilometers, but with fairly good accuracy going on right now. Get this salvo off. Or the next one. Destroyed one of their funnels. That'll slow them down some. Detaching the Diderot now. Languedoc sliding behind her. And the Diderot will continue the turn and start to retire. Our range is 5.8 kilometers. Alright, let's come to starboard. Keep the armor angled as much as we reasonably can. And close range. Ooh, there we go. Good main belt penetration from one of the 14-inch guns. Also some flooding from one of the 9-inch. Likely from Diderot. Given the timing on that one. More flooding from the 14s. We've done a lot of structural damage at this point. Fourteens continuing to get big pieces of Kotetsu. Yeah, she's flooding down, but it might be the structure that does her in. They fought all the way to the end. And managed to do significant damage to Diderot. As for our damage, 14s and 9s and 6s. And then mostly the 14s for the Akagi. They got some really good hits in there. And that flash fire. With that, I think we will start wrapping up. A lot of really good battles there. Well, one-sided, which in warfare, that's great. not necessarily the most exciting, but we had our pitched battles earlier, including our cruiser action, which that one was a lot of fun. Trying to get the most out of that. But I will take another very good result. No loss of transports. Italians trying to provoke us. There's our naval invasion of Montenegro. Republic of China trying to cause something. The Austrian fleet, we still have that one there, so we need to keep them blocked up. All this is set up well. No complaints at this time. We'll go bombard Tokyo though. Check the politics real quick. Japan is 0 fleet left. 28 building. Austria has 1 battlecruiser and 3 destroyers and a sub. Building 20. So at least they have the core of a fleet. So they're not unescorted if they bring them together. We're starting to make up ground on our transport capacity. But as I said, we are out of time at this point. So I appreciate you staying to the end. Hope you enjoyed as much as I did. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And I will see you all next time. Take care, everyone.